Good morning. This is the first week and installment of the Monday Morning Quarterback. This is a league sanctioned video. We'll be doing these weekly on Monday mornings, recapping the Sunday games and determining who could possibly still win tonight on Monday. We're going to start with STL Kings versus the Ass Kicker. STL Kings came in talking a lot of noise in the chat room. Basically, how he was going to bust the ass kickers, blah, blah. He's currently losing by 77 points and has zero chance of winning this week. He had a couple of points that he left on the bench, but even those points would not have mattered. He is definitely in the running for Stinker of the Week. Next, we move over to the People's Champ versus the Black Republicans. This was a low-scoring affair. Both of these teams are or were in contention for Stinker of the Week, but hell, somebody's got to win. Very, very low-scoring affair. Black Republicans, they lose Dak Prescott, who is now out indefinitely, needs another foot surgery, but he does have Kyler Murray sitting in the wings. Positives on this, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he had a very, very good game. I remember his first game as a rookie. He came out there, did his thing, shit the bed the other games, basically the rest of his career, but he started out real well. This is a good bright spot for the Black Republicans. But other than that, they really need to do something. Robbie Anderson went off on the bench, and it's a bad coaching, but he had a chance to win. Bad coaching, lost the game for him. Moving on, Broad Street Bullyfoots versus the New York Matrix. Bullyfoots' kicker went off, and still a low-scoring affair. Jameis Winston had good numbers. Gibson had good numbers. Etienne appears to have lost the starting role or lost the backfield to J-Rob. J-Rob has officially taken back over. 6 points from Ezekiel Elliott. You just can't live with that. But that's just what's going on with them, and Matrix is going to win this easily. Team Commish and U-City Lions. Woo! This is the game of games. U-City Lions has abandoned their humble Lions approach, and they basically called out Team Commish and told them that they wasn't shit and that they was going to come bust their head, and he delivered. Currently projected to hit 208, currently at 198, and Team Commission's at 197, and still has nothing going. Really didn't leave any points on the bench, but Commish went and got the Jacksonville linebacker, which was the number one linebacker in fantasy last year, went and got him in a trade, and also had the other Jacksonville linebacker. The other Jacksonville linebacker went off as well, but was on the bench. What else we got? The tight ends. Kyler Pitts literally went off for 3.9 points. That can't happen, especially in your starting lineup. The defensive lineman on the Lions, Khalil Mack, got 17 points. U-City Lions are a scary, scary team. Moving on. Chibo Burgers and new team Lennox Powell. Chibo Burgers and Lennox Powell. Lennox Powell came out there with the same approach that Brian did with the Lions, saying how when the Burgers came to the South, they came with open-toe sandals and wasn't ready for war. Chibo Burgers took personal that comment and came out there and put on their shit kickers, and it's currently beating the sleeves off the new team. Drake London on the Chibo Burgers bench went off. The Pittsburgh defense went off as well, but that Drake London numbers would have helped improve him to help on his scoring title potentials. On new team, J-Rob went off. J-Rob has taken over the Jacksonville backfield, and he went off, but he was on the bench. Tom old-ass Brady had a touchdown, an interception, 212 yards, but he finished the day with 10 points. He got sacked a lot. But luckily, new team has Mariota in the fold, and he has two very, very strong defenses. The Miami defense went out there and acted a plum donkey, and he still has, I want to say, the Minnesota defense in the fold. Moving on, we next have El Patron versus Hell's Bells. This was a definite high-scoring affair. Two great teams. Hell's Bells has brought that team from the depths of hell and brought it back to a top 5 team. Although they are at 214, they look like they're going to potentially lose to El Patron, and it's hard to go out there when you hit 214, 215, and you still lose. Matt Stafford went off for 8 points, and that did not deter the scoring from Mr. Patron and his team. Jonathan Taylor went off for 30. Kareem Hunt went off for 23. And A.J. Brown went and acted an ass as well for 26 points. Alex Highsmith went off as a defensive end for 19 points. That's crazy. Mika Fitzpatrick on the Hells Bells side went off for 28 points, but that was on the bench. Had he had Mika Fitzpatrick, he would definitely be in contention to win this match. But woulda, shoulda, coulda. If my aunt had nuts, she'd be my uncle. This is why we doing Monday morning quarterback. Moving on to Stampede and That Work. It ain't really nothing to say about this. That Work went out there and put in that work, and that's pretty much it. That's how that goes. Nothing else to say. And we ended on with the Spark Bucks and the New North Side. New North Side is the biggest competition for the Ass Kicker squad over in the East. And he, true to life, comes out there and still puts up great numbers. He had A-Rod. Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers went off for 3 points. Derrick Henry, his number one starting running back, went off for 9 points. But yet, he still was able to break 200. 34 points from Kupp, 30 points from Devontae Adams. Your tight end, 14.5 points. Just went out there on a scoring rampage. He had a defensive end. A safety. A safety went off at 18.13 tackles and a sack. So, and his kicker, Ryan Suckup, just went crazy. At the end of the day, Northside is still scary, but a couple of starting quarterback and running back issues, but he'll overcome that. This has been the Monday morning quarterback edition for the week 1. See you guys next week.